recording is the biggest part of music, I feel like. Otherwise it gets lost in time, you know? Moments like the warehouse show would have just been forgotten, and they would have been maybe kept in photos if anybody took photos, or videos, or people's minds. But the audio recordings really capture all of the nuances, like the little hiccup a guitar player made that kind of made the record unique. I started playing the violin when I was like 7 years old, and then my brother ruined that by handing me a guitar. He handed me an electric guitar and I got hooked on it, and then I played guitar for like 10 years and got into Berkeley with it. I think I've always wanted to do this sort of mobile recording thing since I was young, and I'd heard a lot of colleagues talk about it all the time, but nobody ever really executed it. The idea was always there, but the post-pandemic thing was where I was like, okay, there's actually an opening now with less competition from recording studios because a lot of them closed down. If anything like that ever happened again, it would be great to have, you know, people who could go to people's houses and record and stuff. Now you have to basically mooch your way up the ladder. There's no way to just hand in a resume at a studio and get a job. You have to like people please. You have to know a guy or whatever. And I found that sad. I saw a lot of really talented engineers, a lot of engineers that had the skill but couldn't find any work, and they ended up ditching it or switching crafts because they couldn't find good payment for it or whatever. We charge $300 for 3 hours. That's about $100 an hour. And the most I pay my engineers is $50 an hour, 50. And I would love to pay them more in the future. $50 an hour in the world of audio is unheard of. It's not really a thing.
I was able to take the gear home with me for a couple days and actually just kind of practice myself and make sure I could get everything running on my own computer, make sure everything sounded good, like troubleshoot stuff. When I was looking for colleges, I was like, I want to do music, but I don't know how. And then I saw that Northeastern had a music business program. So I was like, okay, like that's like exactly what I want to do. Yeah, I came here and it's been so awesome, and I feel like I've learned so much, and like I'm really ready to like, you know, actually dive in more. I've been at 2 gigs so far, both with Mauricio like kind of spearheading everything, but it's basically just like learn a lot about kind of routing, putting stuff into a DAW, setup and breakdown of the gear.
I really like performing. I love making music. I think the process of making music is very tedious. You know, it's a lot of like knobs and trying to perfect sounds and stuff like that. But you know, I do love performing. I love the reaction that people get, like when they hear a good performance.
Good? Yes. Everyone good?
Yep. 1, 2, 1.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Yeah, so we were just putting together a promo video to send to venues, and yeah, to get booked for certain bigger headlining shows or even openings. Like 6 songs that we think really kind of can fit into like any vibe. My roommate, he's a guitarist and, you know, one of my closest friends right now, and you know, he's in my band. We play together everywhere, and he was like, oh yeah, like, you know, you're doing this session, you should really do it right. You know, you shouldn't just do it the way of just getting a videographer and doing sound yourself. Like, you should definitely hire sound. And I was like, okay, well, who do I know that, you know, where the sound could come to us? unlike popular cities like the LA and the Chicagos and the, you know, Atlantas and the Nashvilles, etc., you know, Boston has a smaller network.
Are we doing with her first?
Say again?
Are we doing with her first?
Yeah, let's do with her first.
One.
Wait.
It's easier to kind of get known in the Boston scene. You know, like if you go to Atlanta, you're competing with a lot of other people. If you go to LA, it's the same thing. There's so many people trying to do it. But in Boston, you know, it's always been that place that I call home for sure. But it's also that place where, you know, it's very easy to kind of get to know a lot more people quickly. And I think that, you know, your connections can run deep here.
I think what's also exciting about Dudes That Record is that, like, being a college student, Northeastern has a lot of great resources for, like, recording and media production and stuff, but, like, once you graduate, there's not really, that's not available to you anymore. So I think it's really great for college-age artists that, like, may record in, like, their school studio, but then after they graduate don't really have access to that anymore.
That kind of element, it's like to be able to play on some unique settings and some unique stages is really cool, and to be able to touch people from all over the world, show people your music and inspire people, like that's really what I'm here to do. So
I love, like, some level of creativity in a job, and that definitely exists in Dudes That Record because it's like Mauricio really gives us the freedom to kind of, you know, run whatever systems we want, like mic instruments however we think is best. So there's that level of creativity and, like, oh, I think I want this sound.
Giving them peace of mind, an option at the very least, where they're like scratching their head saying, I can't get this recorded and I really want to get my album out. I've been working on it for 2 years and all of the studios are either $800 or they're booked. So I want to be that option for people. It's super important. We'll just call Dudes to Record. They're always able to come over.
With her, I found my heart's true home. With her, I never felt alone. With her, life feels complete. With her, makes my heart beat. With her by my side, the joy is implied. I reach for the sky, our love is amplified. With her, with her. My side, the joy is implied. I reach for the sky with her.